How many of you actually remember this particular scene?
Oh, it's Durko Island.
Now, I would not blame anyone for not recognizing that. That's been years. Um, but that was in reference to me looking up fish on the net. I came across that map. That map is to a MMO that I did not own at the time, and I did not plan on buying. Well, out of a strange circumstance, I ended up actually getting that game for free. So, and it's just been sitting in my library. So I figure, it's probably about time that I revisit in the actual game this time these spots that I had previously just kind of glanced over as a oddity on the net.
It's the name of a fish. Is it Mary? Ha ha! That's an old fish. She isn't. Well, she drinks like one.
So this is where I'm living now. It's off on an island by itself. Here you have a nice view of it.
Oh.
And I kind of decided to come out this general direction. The region is pretty scenic, and compared to other cities, this is a village, but compared to the cities, no one's here. For the amount of people that I run into, I've got basically the island to myself. No one comes out here. Everyone's off in the, especially the large medieval city that we'll go visit later. But out here I'm basically on my own, and I appreciate that. So, looking around town here, you can see it's kind of rustic looking, and they all have those wooden fish statues. There's basically one for every person on the island, seemingly. And from what I gather, there's two things they do on this island. They fish, and they make fish statues. And I thought, perfect place. If you're going to make a video about fishing, you might as well take up shop in the island that is dedicated to some kind of fish god, I guess. So this is my ship. I named it that because I couldn't name it the other thing with the filters on the game, so I thought, it makes sense for being made of wood and everything. So I have the bundle of sticks, and I have my big one. And the big one's going to be what's going with us at the moment. I should have everything on it. Sometimes I get confused by the UI here. The UI is actually very distracting in this game. There's too much of it, and I've yet to figure out how to remove, say, 3/4. I only need maybe 1/4 of the UI that I end up seeing. Anyway, we're gonna take this out. Sailing is interesting in this game, but it's done oddly. I'll put it that way. After doing some games where they do sailing a little bit more seriously, I mean, take for instance, Wind Waker. This just doesn't feel the same. As you can see, though, they've actually put a pretty big, ocean. And I do appreciate that. Okay, I guess I have stuck my boat. It would appear that sailing into these inlets is not the best of ideas. I can't get it out now. Even with the people rowing beneath, supposedly. So, I guess we're gonna have to find another way to go about this. So I found where there was a puddle in a cave. And I thought, you know, let's see what we can catch. Is it possible? Basically, I'm just testing all the bodies of water that I can find. I want to know what's in there. First of all, say, fish detection. Can you fish it? And, if so, what is inside? Oh, here we go. Salmon. That seems unlikely for being a puddle in a cave, but that's part of the fun. So, puddles are apparently fishable. And this is nothing. So one thing that I was curious to note. Technically, if you look at the map, this says there's no fish to be had in this fountain. But out of curiosity, I decided I must... Okay, who are you? Go away. I decided that I must test whether or not I can actually have the fishing pole reach into it, which it actually did. You can at least appear to be fishing within this fountain. So the next question is, will it actually give you anything? I'm curious to see. So this town is a fairly popular one. This is the city of something, I forget. Oh, yeah, there it is on the side there. Heidel, I think. And it looks very medieval France, kind of like a Carcassonne. It's quite nice. A lot of players kind of show up here. So, I don't, per se, stay here all that often. I did get a fish. What do we have? That's an actual fish. A sand eel. Okay. I mean, technically not a fish, but there are things to fish within the fountain, so that is interesting. So here is an example for you of the town. It's quite scenic, I'll give it that. Gives off Oblivion vibes if you're, per se, that's your Elder Scrolls iteration. Personally, I was introduced through Morrowind, so it doesn't mean as much to me. Okay, so this is Hope Pier. It is, somewhat on the way to, Durko Island. I'm here to see how the fishing is. Now, one thing I've not tested is, I guess, how high you can actually fish. But this looks like a good place to do it, so we'll try from here. Oh, that was pitiful. Let's do that again. Okay. So yeah, get a look at this place. Built into the side of the canyon here. It's quite nice. That's one thing I'm noticing about this game is they've done a lot of work in making a variety of different feelings, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't feel like one particular culture. You have all these different environments and dresses, architectural styles. It's quite nice. Rosefish. Not heard of that one. Leveling up from fishing. I can now use my ninjutsu clone all the better because of fishing. So this is a bit of a noisy fishing spot. It's kind of in the middle of its own little oasis in a canyon of the sorts. It was a bit of a pain to get down here. Let me show you on the map. So, that's where we're going. And, where we are currently, up on this mountain here, there are these rather large depressions. I mean, this might have been a volcano at some point. And, they still have water in them. Alright. Broken trade box. That was, honestly a bit of a poor catch. I was hoping for a fish. But take a look. This, area is a little nasty. I mean, setting aside the fact that I'm in a pit full of elephants, it's very craggly and full of, Gila monsters. And they don't like me too much. This is, I guess, like fishing in the middle of, some kind of... Yeah, there you go, look at that shot. So here we have Glish. Glish is a town in the middle of a marsh, and it looks kind of like Sierra Neat, honestly. They've got these great statues of, I think they call them, what, Naga? It's these guys that actually live out in the marsh here. And we should go see if we can fish in the bog waters. That's not a rock. You can't fool me, crab. Oh, I was thinking I could get some meat from it. Looks like they just allow you to mine off its back. Not as interesting. Here we go. So, as you can see, very marshy. And, this is the local population. I'm assuming they're not hostile because I had a massive, level difference to them. So, they're probably, leaving me be for that alone. We'll see how the fishing is. Okay, apparently not deep enough. Let's try that. Maybe over here. I do know that the the bog that has the frog people in them is a little deeper. Maybe over here I can fish. Alright, here we go. I've been noticing that there are apparently fishing events. I've not been to one yet, but I'll probably go to one before we're done. Yeah, there's the big man over there. Lizard on his dino of sorts. Unfortunately, this game is very level dependent. If you're, say, 3 or so levels above the other person, the fights tend to be very easy. Alright, what we have? Oh, it's a carp. Okay. I'll take it. Okay, so here's your actual proof that this is desert. I'm assuming this is what the name is of the game is for right here, because where you start is certainly not desert. I'm pretty sure that's like a area you're not supposed to go until you're much higher in level than I am. I mean, I'm already in areas that I'm not really supposed to be. Things over here generally kill me if I'm not able to run away in time. So, there's your look of the actual desert. And I think that, right there actually, is our island. I don't think that map... There we go. I don't think that map that, on the fishing website exactly just shows how steep this island wall is. It's not so much a island as it is a sheer cliff in the sea here. Well, okay. I didn't exactly mean to do that. But you can get a good view here. This is just canyon walls. This is not exactly something you just climb up. I think that's the ship I tried to get on earlier. Let's see. I'm not sure if I can actually die from here or not. That looks like possibly a bad idea. I'm not sure. Maybe? We'll find out. Ah, yeah, okay, definitely not. Welcome to Durko Island. It actually does have a small little port here. Oh wow, that 3D map is interesting. But it's basically just a sheer cliff. So, we're going to see what we fish up. Eventually. I still want to figure out how to get rid of all this UI. There we go. Is that another rosefish? Yep. Not much point in fishing high if they don't like the idea. Well, I guess unsurprisingly, there really is nothing up here. This island is basically, a cliff in the middle of, this sea pass. Except for that weird otter person that's here for who knows. I don't think the otter knows why it's here. No one else seems to be here. Honestly, this doesn't even look like a good place to come to gather things. I mean, there's certainly rocks and shrubbery, so you could do some general resource gathering if you wanted. Hold up. Who's this?
お、この島に来るなんてなかなか勇気があるな。ここは危険なところ
The
だぞ。
path getting here was pretty nasty, I will give him that, but what is he doing here? Here we have another town. This one is out in the General Canyon regions, and it's supposedly based around this oasis. It's a trade hub, I think, in lore. I don't see all that many players out this way. There's a few. There's that guy over there that's supposedly fishing. I don't really think he's I think he's AFK, but not that I really care. I'm not really interacting with any of the other players that I've come across. Okay, what do we got? Okay, that was embarrassing. Let's do this again. Personally, the idea of fishing in the elephant waters doesn't appeal to me. It seems like any fish that do live in this water are likely to be in an unhealthy environment, and so I'm not entirely sure if it'd be healthy to eat them. But, I mean, as noted earlier, you can get fish from a fountain, so I don't think it really matters. Okay, that tracks. Broken bottles. Now, as you can see from the general, floating objects, magic circles, and, general architecture, and whatever that is, this is a town, I think that's supposed to be, populated by witches. And it's right on the, riverside here. So we're gonna come over here and see what we can catch in the Witch River. As soon as I can get up this. Well, supposedly, there we go. And look at that. Dead tree full of bird cages. Weird stuff. Not exactly where I'd want to settle down. I've seen a lot of players come through here, and not so many at the moment, but I saw a lot of players come through this area. It's not as popular as some of the other cities I've seen. One thing I've noted about this game is the waiting on the fish can be anything from 30 seconds to, say, 3 minutes, depending on how much interaction it gets from the players. The more players currently fishing, the longer it's going to take for you to catch something, is what I'm thinking this... Okay, we got one. That was close. And again, it's not a fish. I don't want that. Anyway, given the wait time that you have on some of these things, it's just smart to do other things with the UI as you have nothing else to do. I've probably missed some quests because I came here to fish and not actually play the game. But it seems as though you run out of inventory space pretty quickly, so this extra pin they give you as the newbie inventory is very handy. And I end up moving stuff back and forth through it all the time. Okay, what do we got? Okay, broken bottle. So here is actually the first real town that you are introduced to in the game. Has a good Mediterranean feeling. And this is where you'll see the most people. Probably just due to the fact that this is a server for new players, so this particular city has people all the time. I don't come here if I don't have to. This is currently where a fishing event's going on, so I'm going to go see that here in a second. One thing I noticed, though, you'll notice the people running around, players specifically, but I tend to be the only person on the roof. Makes me wonder if it's some kind of thing, say, perhaps I'm the only one that bothers? I'm not sure, or perhaps it's due to the fact that, being a kunoichi, I've got a double jump feature that the others don't. I'm not sure. But I can hop around the roofs all day without much problem. And I've not seen anybody else try it yet. Anyway, on to the fishing. So here's where the fishing event is. Yeah, that's a lot of people. I guess you just fit in somewhere. I don't know how these actually work. I guess you just kind of fish together? I don't know how the events section seems to function here, but whatever. Look at all these people. It is amusing to see an entire server fishing at the same place. Or at least all those that actually care about fishing. Looks like a lot of these people have fancy outfits too. I was not willing to pay for it. That guy must be AFK. Now there's three people. Three people that all have fish and don't realize it. So this is what fishing in a group feels like, huh? I'm not sure I like it. There we go. What's this then? I don't know what that is. Yeah, 3 people. No idea that they have 4 people. No idea that they have fish on their lines. We'd be amiss if we didn't actually cover fishing on the sea. I'm out here on my boat, the big bundle of sticks, and we'll see what we can cash in the actual big drip. I'm hoping for, you know, maybe swordfish or something. In the meantime, I guess, you know, we can do all these side things that you get prizes for. Oh, I think I have a bite. I'm getting tired of bottles. Now this may or may not surprise you. I'm going to assume it does not. But, I actually floated around the idea with, the rest of the crew, playing a game called Fishing Planet, just as a laugh, where we all stand around in this ultra-realistic fishing simulator. I have no idea what that roar was, but I'm not seeing anything. Ultra-realistic fishing simulator. And, just kind of talk as we wait for fish. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, I think that's a swordfish.
Right, the swordfish, a swordfish. Piazza muscles in the room full of faccia does pazzi. Who are you? I'm fine, thanks. Who are you?
About the game. I'm not sure what I can say. I don't want to say it's a bad game. I guess when it comes down to it, I've always been kind of averse to MMOs. There's some that I actively did when I was younger, like Ragnarok. But, for the greater degree, I have always steered away from them because they just hit different than a single-player game. The narrative always feels a little bit strange, and I guess I mean, I don't want to sound pretentious, but it's the immersion, you know? In a single-player game, you're the only character that's doing things, and the rest of the world is there for... it's kind of like a painting of sorts. With this, you have all these extra people that are running around and being stupid besides you, and, you feel it. You know, you feel like, something about my picture all of a sudden is skewed when I'm supposed to go talk to some guy for a quest, and there's 15 other people who are standing next to me to do the same thing. So, keep in mind, I have a already, bad opinion on MMOs. But setting that aside, I will say, the game in general has been kind of fun. Now, I appreciate the amount of work they put into making things to do outside of just combat. Because I do enjoy when a game allows me to try other things. There are instruments that I really couldn't pick up all that well, because that's the next thing I was going to mention. Everything in this game is very, very level dependent. And you can kind of get around a lot of this stuff if you're willing to pay. They have a in-game purchase kind of a system where you can get extra clothes and all the other stuff you normally associate with MMOs. Of course, I'm not going to do that, and you can kind of level your way up, from what I hear, all the way up to level 62 fairly easily if you want to do such a thing. I probably am not. I enjoyed it. I especially enjoyed the fishing. And I enjoyed the amount of variation there was in the land. But, unless I have someone to play with, you know, like we make our own little download the internet guild, and hey, if I can get the people, I will go back to the game and we will do that, and we will be the masters of, I don't know, I'd have to choose the town, but we'd choose a town and we'd be the rulers of that town. But by myself. It's amusing. I did enjoy the time I spent. I'm probably not gonna go back to it. I could say more, but I guess I won't.